The biggest secret is that this is not all you. Some of it is the advertising and marketing influences that are out there. These companies, they know how to advertise to you. They know how to market to you to get you to purchase exactly what they want you to buy. There are car companies right now that's getting ready to release the next model, and they're doing unveilings. So if you're interested in that certain type of car, like I'm looking at a certain type of car, the unveiling is actually tonight. I've been waiting for a week for this unveiling to happen. I got up this morning looking for what the new changes on this car is going to be. During my financial journey, I've often wondered, why do people spend money they don't have? It was something that I've pondered for a while, and I've come up with a few answers. So stay tuned for this one. I'm Adrian from Adrian's Avenue, and I talk about things that are rich, relatable, and relevant that will help you make better decisions. Let's jump right into this one. In pondering this question about spending money that you don't have, one of the things, and the first thing I came up with, is instant gratification. People just in general don't like to wait on stuff. They want it now and pay for it later. They want whatever they see and get their hands on. They want to enjoy it now, and let's just think about paying for it later, or make payments on it and eventually pay it off down the line, which will cost more in doing it this way than it would just waiting on stuff or getting the money before you actually purchase something. But instant gratification is something that this generation is in love with, and we like to see things, we like to get it right away. Because somebody else has it, we want to get it for ourselves, even if we don't have the money. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I'm trying to understand this more and better about spending money that you just don't have. Another reason people spend money that they just don't have is this emotional spending. If they're sad, let's go shopping. If they're happy, let's go shopping. If they did something they want to celebrate, let's go shopping. Everything leads to spending money. Even though you don't check your bank account before you make that decision, you want to just let's go shopping. No matter if I'm bored, let's go shopping. Let's go shopping is the answer to all of your emotional ups and downs. Be careful with that. Think about that. It's not practical to do that, especially if you don't have the money. Check the bank account. If you want to, let's go shopping. Let's do something small. Let's do something that is in the budget. Let's do something that you can pay for out of money in the bank. Let's do something that you can pay for in cash. Why don't we try that before spending money that we don't have? But the emotional spending is another reason people get into the dangers of spending money that they just don't have. This is a good one. Social pressure. People want to keep up with the Joneses, the people next door. They could be keep up with the, if you're a part of a church, you want to keep up with the other people in the church, how they're dressing, what they're doing. If the church is having t-shirts or wearing church paraphernalia, they want to do that. If you're in some type of social club or society, you want to keep up with that, because nothing is free these days. If you get involved with something, more than likely it's going to cost you something to be involved with that group. But it's social pressure. If you don't have it, why aren't you looking like the person that lives next to you, or doing the things, or driving the things, or owning the homes that they have, that type of thing? So keep in mind that this social pressure is out there. And if you're one that will succumb to this social pressure, you may find yourself spending and buying things, spending money on things that you just don't have the money to pay for. And so you're using credit cards or other means to get things that you just don't have the money to pay for. Now, before I go too far and make you too upset, I want you to smash that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. I know this is a tough one, but hang in there with me. I'm only trying to help. Sometimes it's simply the lack of financial literacy. People just don't know. They don't know how to budget or about budgeting. They don't know how to handle their money. They don't know how to make informed financial decisions. There is help out there. There are books you can read. There are people on YouTube. There are people that you can listen to on the TV. There's just various things if you go searching for it for yourself. But don't be uninformed about your finances and get into something that you're going to have a long time of digging your way out of. The thing is, you want to get into the money game and how to handle money as soon as you possibly can, because you can start building wealth if you do the right thing. But getting into a truckload of debt and paying high interest rates is not the road you want to follow. The biggest secret is that this is not all you. Some of it is the advertising and marketing influences that are out there. These companies, they know how to advertise to you. They know how to market to you to get you to purchase exactly what they want you to buy. There are car companies right now that's getting ready to release the next model, and they're doing unveilings. So if you're interested in that certain type of car, like I'm looking at a certain type of car, the unveiling is actually tonight. I've been waiting for a week for this unveiling to happen. I got up this morning looking for what the new changes on this car is going to be. They didn't give it to me. They're waiting until 7:03 tonight to do the unveiling. So I've set my clock for 7:03 so I can see what this new vehicle looks like. And then I can make a decision, a buying decision, an informed buying decision on what I'd like to do. If I'm going to go with this company, if I'm going to go with another company, or what it's going to be. But this marketing is top notch, and they will get even the best of us to buy into something that we may or may not need. So be careful, because the marketing is out there. They make things look delicious on TV. Even the marketing of some of this medical, the medicines out there, they will tell you about the aches and pains, that if you're experiencing this, that you need to try this pill. So you'll go into your doctor's office and ask for this certain pill because you've been experiencing whatever they said on TV, even though you may not have what is really going on. So the advertisers are very savvy in how to get to you, how to make you think, how to make you ponder, do I need that in my life? So it's not all, while it is all about you, it's not all about just your horrible decisions that you're making. It could be that these companies are advertising very well, get your interest, and if you don't do the research and find out what's really best for you, you may fall into that trap of going and buying something just based off of that advertisement. Practically speaking, if your priorities are not in order, you're more likely to purchase something that you just don't have the money to pay for. If it's not aligning with what your priorities are, what your goals are, what you want to do in the future with your life, you shouldn't purchase it. You need to stay away from that. There's a lot of add-on things, add this on, add that on, that you probably can stay away from if it does not line up with where you want to go in the future financially, or take your family in the future, you know, the goals, what you want to do in the future. Make sure it lines up with that. Now, if it lines up with it, decide how you're going to get the money to purchase this that will go in line with what your life is going in line with. But that's one other way that we can fall into the trap of buying things that we just can't afford if it does not align with our future. In my last video, we talked about credit cards, and this is the #1 way to get into financial trouble if you don't know how to handle a credit card and buying things that you don't have the money to pay for. It's easy to throw the card down, purchase something, and figure out later how you're going to pay for it. Before you throw the card down to purchase anything, you need to already have in mind even that money in the bank, or have in mind how you're going to pay this off before the bill comes due. So make sure you are looking at that, and just don't use a credit card just to buy a bunch of stuff and not have the money to pay it off. Now, the last thing I'll talk to you about is, I want you to lean in, listen real close. Listen to me. Are you listening? Listen to me. Lack of self-control. You don't want to have lack of self-control when it comes to your finances, because it will get you into real trouble for not only just now, but in the future. It will affect your future life financially. If you dig yourself into deep, deep debt, you will have to come out of it to move forward in life. What we want to do is gain wealth, become wealthy, build wealth, and getting and buying things that you cannot afford is not the way to do it. Just because, like if you go to a car company, a dealership, they're going to ask you how much do you want your monthly payment, and they will work out the amount of years that it'll take you to pay the car off. That is a dangerous question. You should be focused on how much is the car going to cost you and not how much you want your monthly payment. Just because you can afford a monthly payment doesn't mean that you can afford that product that you're buying. Even with the car, you have that monthly payment, you have insurance on it, you have gas, you have maintenance. It's not just a monthly payment. To the car, the dealership, it's just a monthly payment because they're getting your money and the interest on that. But you're paying out of your pocket for all this other stuff. So the lack of self-control is what we need to clue in on and make sure that we are controlling how we spend our money, what we spend our money on. That's what we need to control, because if we're out of self-control with that, we're more than likely out of self-control with a couple of other things too. So make sure you check your self-control, check yourself when it comes to self-control. Hopefully I've stirred you up and awakened you to some of the pitfalls when it comes to spending money that you just don't have. I want us to get it together, pull it together so that we can get on the road to wealth.